Welcome back to Zevolis, your ultimate gateway into the world of luxury, billionaire habits, and the jaw-dropping things money can buy. Today, we are unlocking a vault of timeless elegance, the top 10 most expensive luxury watch brands in the world. These aren't just watches, they're billion-dollar statements of power, history, and craftsmanship. Each tick is a reminder of wealth, each design a piece of wearable art, and each brand a symbol of prestige that only the ultra-rich can truly appreciate. From watches that cost more than a mansion to brands that define royalty, we're about to take you on a journey where time itself becomes luxury. So sit back, because by the end of this video, you'll see why for billionaires, success isn't just measured in money, it's measured in minutes. Number 1. When it comes to luxury watches, one name sits at the very top: Patek Philippe. Founded in Geneva in 1839, this brand has become the ultimate collector's dream. Why? Because owning a Patek isn't just about buying a watch, it's about buying history. These timepieces are often passed down from generation to generation, making them heirlooms that grow in both value and prestige. In fact, many of the world's most expensive watches ever sold at auction carry the Patek Philippe name. Take, for example, the legendary Patek Philippe Grandmaster Chime, a watch that fetched over $31 million at a charity auction, making it the most expensive wristwatch ever sold. The brand's motto says it all: you never actually own a Patek Philippe. You merely look after it for the next generation. That alone tells you how sacred these watches are to collectors and billionaires alike. So whether it's hanging on the wrist of royalty, a Hollywood celebrity, or a Wall Street titan, Patek Philippe represents the absolute pinnacle of watchmaking, where time doesn't just tell a story, it tells your legacy. Number 2. If Patek Philippe is the king of collectors, then Rolex is the king of global recognition. Whether you're a Wall Street banker, a Hollywood celebrity, or a professional athlete, one brand instantly signals success, and that's Rolex. Founded in 1905, Rolex has become more than just a watchmaker. It's a cultural icon. A Rolex isn't just worn to tell time, it's worn to tell the world that you've made it. The Rolex Submariner and Daytona are legendary models, instantly recognizable anywhere on the planet. From James Bond's wrist on the silver screen to Paul Newman's personal Daytona, which sold for a staggering $17.8 million at auction, Rolex is proof that prestige can also be mainstream. But here's the secret: Rolex watches are engineered like luxury tanks. Built to last, waterproof, and designed with timeless style, they hold and often increase in value, making them both a fashion statement and an investment. A Rolex is often the first luxury watch a billionaire ever buys. It's not just a timepiece, it's the first stamp of wealth, a rite of passage into the world of the ultra-rich. Number 3. In the world of ultra-luxury watches, few names spark as much passion as Audemars Piguet, often simply called AP. Founded in 1875 in Switzerland, this brand is famous for one groundbreaking model, the Royal Oak. Back in 1972, when the luxury watch industry was in crisis due to cheap quartz watches, Audemars Piguet introduced something bold: a luxury sports watch made of stainless steel, designed by the legendary Gerald Genta. At the time, people thought it was madness to price a steel watch like a gold one, but history proved them wrong. Today, the Royal Oak is an icon, spotted on the wrists of billionaires, rappers, and athletes alike. Jay-Z, LeBron James, and even Arnold Schwarzenegger have been seen rocking APs. Limited editions often sell out instantly, and on the resale market, prices can soar far above retail. One of the most expensive? The Royal Oak Complication, which can cost over $1 million, blending elegance with insane technical mastery. Audemars Piguet didn't just make a watch, they created a movement. The Royal Oak turned luxury sports watches into a global obsession, forever changing the way billionaires wear time. Audemars Piguet didn't just make a watch, they created a movement. The Royal Oak turned luxury sports watches into a global obsession, forever changing the way billionaires wear time. Number 4. When it comes to heritage, Vacheron Constantin stands in a league of its own. founded in 1755. It holds the title of the oldest continuously operating watchmaker in the world. That's over 265 years of crafting timepieces for kings, popes, and presidents. This isn't just a watch brand, it's living history. Napoleon Bonaparte wore Vacheron. So did Pope Pius XI, and even American President Harry Truman. Each piece is like holding a slice of royal tradition on your wrist. But it's not just about history, it's about artistry. Vacheron Constantin is known for its incredibly detailed engravings, skeleton dials, and complicated movements that push the limits of mechanical watchmaking. One jaw-dropping example? The Vacheron Constantin reference 57260, known as the most complicated watch ever created. It has 57 complications. That's 57 functions packed into one timepiece, from multiple calendars to astronomical charts. Price tag? Estimated at $8 million. Vacheron Constantin isn't about hype, it's about legacy. For billionaires who value tradition as much as innovation, this brand is the ultimate link between past, present, and future. Number 5. If Patek Philippe is about tradition and Vacheron is about heritage, Richard Mille is about shock value and innovation. Founded only in 2001, Richard Mille is the new kid on the block, yet it has already become the go-to watch brand for billionaires, athletes, and celebrities. These watches are often described as a racing car for the wrist. Why? Because Richard Mille uses futuristic materials like titanium, carbon nanotubes, and even sapphire crystal cases. Things usually found in Formula One cars, not watches. And here's the kicker. Prices often start around $200,000 and can easily skyrocket into the millions. One model, the RM56-02 Tourbillon Sapphire, costs about $2 million, and it's almost completely transparent. Athletes like Rafael Nadal play actual tennis matches wearing Richard Mille watches worth over $1 million. That's not just luxury, that's confidence. Billionaires like Jeff Bezos and celebrities like Pharrell Williams are also huge fans. Richard Mille is brash, futuristic, and unapologetically expensive. For the ultra-rich, wearing a Richard Mille isn't just about style. It's about saying, I play life at a level most people can't even imagine. Number 6. In the secret world of Swiss horology, one name commands enormous respect among watchmakers themselves. Jaeger-LeCoultre, often called the watchmaker's watchmaker. Founded in 1833, Jaeger-LeCoultre, or JLC for short, has supplied movements and technology to nearly every other luxury brand you've heard of, including Patek Philippe, Audemars Piguet, and Vacheron Constantin. That's why insiders call it the silent powerhouse of watchmaking. But JLC doesn't just supply, it innovates. The brand has created over 1,200 calibers and holds 400 patents. Its most iconic model, the Reverso, was originally designed in the 1930s for polo players who wanted a watch face that could flip to avoid being damaged during a match. What began as a sports innovation has become one of the most elegant and timeless designs in history. Prices range from $10,000 to over $1 million, especially for their ultra-complicated Master Grande tradition pieces. Jaeger-LeCoultre may not shout for attention like Richard Mille, but among collectors and connoisseurs, it's one of the most respected names in watchmaking, an intellectual's choice for luxury. Number 7. If there's one brand that truly belongs in palaces, it's Breguet. Founded in 1775 by Abraham Louis Breguet, this legendary watchmaker has served kings, queens, and emperors for centuries. Marie Antoinette, the last queen of France, famously commissioned a Breguet watch that would take decades to complete. Napoleon Bonaparte owned Breguet. Winston Churchill wore Breguet. These aren't just watches. They are artifacts of history. Breguet is also responsible for some of the most important innovations in horology. For example, the tourbillon, a mechanism invented by Breguet in 1801 to counter gravity's effect on a watch's accuracy. Today, almost every ultra-luxury watchmaker uses this invention. modern Breguet pieces like the Grande Complication Marie Antoinette, worth over $30 million, or the Classique Tourbillon Extraplat, showcase why the brand remains synonymous with royalty and innovation. Owning a Breguet is like owning a crown jewel. For the ultra-wealthy, it's not just about style, it's about wearing a piece of human history on the wrist. Number 8. Among the giants of tradition, one brand dares to be bold, flashy, and modern: Hublot. Founded in 1980, it's a newcomer compared to centuries-old watchmakers, yet it has carved out a reputation as the rule-breaker of luxury horology. Hublot's philosophy is called the art of fusion, mixing unusual materials like gold with rubber, carbon fiber with ceramics, and even sapphire crystal with leather. The result? Watches that feel futuristic, loud, and impossible to ignore. Its flagship model, the Big Bang, became a phenomenon, especially in the worlds of sports and entertainment. From soccer legends like Pelé and Kylian Mbappé to rappers like Drake, Hublot has become the choice of flashy billionaires and global icons. Prices start around $15,000, but can soar into the millions for diamond-encrusted editions. One standout is the Hublot Big Bang $5 million, fully covered in over 1,200 diamonds, literally a watch that glitters like a treasure chest. Hublot is not for the discreet. It's for those who want their watch to be as loud as their lifestyle. For billionaires who live in the spotlight, Hublot isn't just a timepiece. It's a statement of bold identity. Number 9. In a world where some brands embrace boldness and flash, Blancpain takes a different path: pure tradition. Founded in 1735, it is recognized as the oldest surviving watch brand in the world. Blancpain is known for being fiercely traditional. They proudly state that they have never produced a quartz watch, sticking entirely to mechanical masterpieces. This commitment makes them a favorite among purists and connoisseurs who value authenticity over trend. Their most famous creation is the 50 Fathoms, introduced in the 1950s as one of the world's very first modern dive watches. It became the standard for military divers and underwater explorers, even used by the French Navy. But Blancpain also excels in complications. Their 1735 Grande Complication, a masterpiece of horology, combines a tourbillon, minute repeater, perpetual calendar, and split-seconds chronograph, all by hand. Only 30 pieces were ever made, each costing around $800,000 to $1 million. For billionaires who value tradition, discretion, and artistry over hype, Blancpain represents the soul of true Swiss horology, a watch that whispers luxury rather than shouts it. Number 10. When you think of Cartier, you probably think of diamonds, royal tiaras, and exquisite jewelry. But Cartier is also one of the most influential luxury watch brands in the world, blending high horology with unmatched elegance. Founded in Paris in 1847, Cartier became the jeweler of kings and the king of jewelers. Its watches were just as groundbreaking. The Cartier Santos, created in 1904 for aviator Alberto Santos Dumont, is considered one of the very first wristwatches ever made for men. The tank, introduced in 1917 and inspired by World War I military tanks, became an icon of timeless design, worn by Jackie Kennedy, Princess Diana, and Andy Warhol. Today, Cartier produces high complications like the Rotonde de Cartier, Astro Tourbillon, and jewel-encrusted masterpieces worth millions. Beyond their mechanics, Cartier watches carry the aura of royalty, artistry, and Parisian luxury. Cartier isn't just about telling time, it's about telling a story of elegance. For the ultra-rich, Cartier bridges two worlds: the precision of Swiss watchmaking and the artistry of fine jewelry, making it the ultimate finishing touch of luxury. So, there you have it, 10 of the most expensive and prestigious luxury watch brands in the world. From the heritage of Patek Philippe and Vacheron Constantin to the futuristic flair of Richard Mille and Hublot, each brand tells a story far beyond timekeeping. For billionaires, these watches are not just accessories, they're status symbols, investments, and legacies. A Rolex might announce success, a Breguet whispers royalty, while a Richard Mille screams modern power. But here's the question for you. If you had the wealth to buy any of these masterpieces, which brand would you choose to wear on your wrist? Drop your answer in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And remember, at Zevolis, we bring you closer to the world of the ultra-rich, their lifestyles, their habits, and the treasures they surround themselves with. If you enjoyed this journey through the art of time, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because success leaves clues, and we're here to uncover them.